Can you heal through finding your life's purpose? The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why, said Mark Twain. As the sun was rising on St. John's Health Center in Santa Monica, purpose came knocking on her door. There she was, laying on the bed of an emergency room, 6 doctors around telling her that she needs to go through a surgery right away. She has a massive grapefruit-sized bleeding cyst. In rare cases, this can cause death, said one of them. She was confused. She has never been hospitalized before or gone through an operation. Being an immigrant in a foreign country, no family, uncertainty of finances, and all relationships, she didn't know what to do. Feeling in despair, as the doctors were rushing her to make a decision, a voice within whispered, "Let's heal this together and help others to heal from within." This cyst can be removed with this operation, or you can also go through hormonal therapy with prescribed pills, but it may come back if you don't treat the root cause. You are treating only the effect with pills and operation. So, what would be the root cause? Where was this insightful voice coming from? She felt a strong desire to create a meaningful healing process out of this painful, potentially deadly experience. But she was weak and dizzy from last night's heavy vomiting and fever. She also had been excessively drinking to ease the pain of loneliness and uncertainty for a long while now. Maybe it was the hallucination of last night's hard liquor. Maybe it was her fear of operation and finances that was trying to talk her out of the operation. With this health challenge, who would know? It was purpose knocking at her door. And in history, it was Viktor Frankl who first recognized that purpose is a critical component of optimal functioning, especially when challenged with the biggest adversity ever, death. Viktor Frankl, a Viennese psychiatrist and a Holocaust survivor, while building a philosophy around the power of purpose and resilience, he referred to Nietzsche's quote many times. "Those who have a why to live can bear almost anyhow." During World War II, along with others, Viktor Frankl was imprisoned at concentration camps for many years. Him seeing people around dying, including his nurse wife and his mother, surviving 3 brutal years in various concentration camps, he always searched for a way to transform pain into purpose. At the camps, he noticed that fellow prisoners who had a sense of purpose showed greater resilience to torture and starvation. Many of the prisoners who survived the camp had someone or something to live for. And most of the prisoners who had no others or other life outside of the camp had severe depression, boredom, and anxiety. And this made him think, is there a correlation between life purpose and wellness? How about happiness and resilience? His real-life experiences and a system he built called logotherapy served many. Later, he turned his life's work, his magnum opus, into a book that we all know by heart, Man's Search for Meaning. Outcomes of his scientific observations created a quest among psychologists and medical doctors in understanding. What does it mean to have a purpose in life? How can having a sense of meaning affect our overall well-being? Could a meaningful life lower cholesterol levels, prevent mild dementia and even Alzheimer's? Quality questions through time led us to meaningful results from dozens of surveys, analytical studies in the search for the correlation between purpose and wellness. Most world religions, spiritual paths, and many secular systems of thought have also offered guidelines for developing purpose in life. Over the past few decades, psychologists have developed many assessments around it, such as PIL, Purpose in Life surveys, psychological scales of well-being, meaning in life questionnaires. The conclusions from these tests, surveys, interviews, definitions, and meta-analysis affirm that Victor's observations around purpose and wellness were correct. There is indeed a correlation between purpose and wellness. In addition to mental, emotional, and physical health, people living on purpose were more likely to be successful over those who don't have an aim in life. Past and recent research shows that people who live on purpose have these 5 common characteristics. 1. People who live a life of purpose tend to be physically better off than those who do not. Studies done by Singer and Gail Love in 2004 found that highly purposeful older women had lower cholesterol and lower levels of inflammatory response than those who didn't have a purpose in life. A study that took place in 2010 by Patricia Boyle and her colleagues at the Rush Alzheimer's Disease Center found that individuals who reported higher purpose scores on the tests were less likely to be diagnosed with mild cognitive impairment and even Alzheimer's. After following more than 900 elderly people at risk for dementia for 7 years, they found that those with a high purpose in life were only half as likely to develop Alzheimer's than those who have a lower PIL score. Other studies have looked at purpose in life and the risk of heart attacks. Following 1,500 with cardiovascular diseases for 2 years, researchers found that a higher baseline PIL was linked to a lower risk of heart attack. Not to forget, Dr. Adam Kaplan from Yale University. He focused on the interaction between mind, body, and how purpose in life can directly affect health. It reveals exciting correlations between PIL, purpose in life, and positive health outcomes. In conclusion, purpose, a sense of direction in life, soothes inflammation, lowers levels of inflammatory response. Purpose protects neurons, lowers risk of heart attack, lowers cholesterol levels. Purpose, a sense of direction in life, reduces the risk of dementia and even Alzheimer's. And people who have a purpose in life, they live longer too. Dr. Dan Buettner and NIH National Institutes of Health study followed people between the ages of 65 and 92 for 11 years to find a correlation between having a sense of purpose and longevity. Individuals who express having clear goals or purpose lived longer and happier lives than the ones who didn't. Later, Dr. Buettner did a research with National Geographic to confirm these results on longevity and purpose. They discovered 5 spots in the world, blue zones, where people living on purpose lived an average of 90 plus years. Okinawa, Japan, Sardinia, Italy, Nicoya, Costa Rica, Ikaria, Greece, and Loma Linda, California. When they did an extensive research on the 7 of the elderly Japanese men and women around Okinawa, they noticed that all 7 had unusually high levels of DHA in their bloodstream. DHA, the longevity hormone, is linked to longer lifespans, lower cancer risk, and better memory. Funny enough, it wasn't their diet or environment that caused their bodies to make more of this miracle hormone. They all had an ikigai, a reason for being, one's reason for waking up in the morning. 2. In addition to stamina and longevity, people who live lives of purpose tend to be psychologically better off than those who do not. Scientific studies find that individuals without a purpose in life are more likely to suffer from depression, boredom, loneliness, and anxiety. People who have a clear goal in life wake up happy. They're excited to live their day. They have a positive outlook. They have joy no matter what. They can find humor in nearly everything. Remember that Italian movie La Vita Bella, Life is Beautiful? People living on purpose have high levels of life satisfaction. They are grateful for everything. Even in the most challenging times, they find something to be grateful for. And practicing daily gratitude is known to impact our mental and emotional health, says researchers at the Greater Good Science Center, UC Berkeley. 3. People who have a purpose are less likely to show suicidal behavior. They are more resilient. The results of Viktor Frankl's studies show that when experiencing conflict, disaster, war, violence, or abuse, people that have a purpose in life, they adopt these stresses positively. They turn to learn and grow from these extreme experiences. They transform pain into purpose. They have a growth mindset. And growth mindset is the belief that intelligence can be nurtured through learning and effort, whereas a fixed mindset believes that one's talents, intelligence, personality traits, and creativity ability are fixed and cannot be changed. The work of Stanford psychologist Dr. Carol Dweck found that growth mindset and purpose allow people to thrive during some of the most challenging times in their lives. 4. People that have a clear goal in life tend to be more successful in academic and business life. Scientific studies from 2004 with millennials show that having a clear purpose improves academic outcomes, persistence, and the amount of time students were willing to spend studying for tests and completing homework. Purposeful work leads to increase in employee engagement, leads to higher scores in teamwork, grit, perseverance, passion, resilience, and self-efficiency. 5. People that have a purpose in life love to contribute, give back to their communities. They find joy in sharing their resources with their communities and the world. Life feeds what feeds life. The more they contribute, the more meaningful experiences, coincidences, synchronicities, and joy show up in their lives. Researchers at Florida State University and Stanford found that being the giver in a relationship connected people with having a more purposeful life. We have covered a lot of scientific research around life purpose and wellness, haven't we? Not just doctors and scientists, but also philosophers, theologians, and many ancient civilizations have asked this question. Why are we here? How can we have a happy, healthy, and fulfilled life? What gives us a sense of meaning? The quest of life purpose has been there from the early days of human consciousness and been investigated in many different cultures. In Japanese culture, it's called ikigai, reason for being. Nicoyans, long-lived residents of Costa Rica, call it plan de vida. Ancient Polynesians, Hawaiian, Tahitian, and Maori culture calls it mana, a supernatural life force that flows through us when we live on purpose. Interestingly, mana, called as mana, meaning purpose of life, is a word rooted in ancient Greek and Hebrew, meaning the essence of a tree. In Farsi, Persian Empire used mana as a concept that brought immortality. They believed that when one or a community had a strong mana, their essence would live forever. Mana was also used in Ottoman Empire, in Sufism and Kabbalah too. In the ancient books of Abrahamic religions, we can see the term manna, bread from heaven. It is believed that people that survived the desert for 40 years without food and water, they would be given manna, an unseen spiritual bread. Some theologians said this ancient group of people were walking with purpose and in full faith. They had a manna in their life. That is why they were able to bear hunger and thirst. Nietzsche was right. Those who have a why to live can bear almost anyhow. By the way, do you remember the girl in the hospital with severe pain? What does she do from here? Get to operation and meds? Nope. She didn't know at the time, but statistics from World Health Organization showed 88% of deaths each year are due to lifestyle diseases, such as obesity, diabetes, cancer, dementia, Alzheimer's. We see these diseases when people do make bad lifestyle choices, when they're unhappy, when they're uncertain, when they're in fear, when they're in pain. And it's in your moments of decision your destiny is shaped, says Tony Robbins. And thank God, that girl in pain, she gave a good decision. That early morning, after signing what seemed to be 300 pages of hospital documentation, she left the hospital with the surveillance of her friend. In that moment, even though it was a risky and scary decision, she committed to self-healing through lifestyle changes. She took a leap of faith and left her job, her old life, for over 4 months. She created a safe healing environment at her healer nurse friend's house. After a slower-paced life, changing her lifestyle, working on her mindset, letting go of disempowering beliefs and emotions, eating healthy, learning Ayurveda, macrobiotics, doing yoga, meditation, and spiritual practices, simply utilizing her talents on what she loves to do, and her focusing on a higher purpose, she has transformed pain into purpose. And it's no coincidence that when we transform fear into love, ego into soul, when we let go of the selfish desires and the attachments to pain and trauma of I, and when we focus on we, even the word illness magically transforms into wellness. At the end of the 4th month, doctors confirmed that she had no symptoms whatsoever of that bleeding cyst anymore. That day, I learned that I was healed, and it was my moment of decision. Was I going to go back to my old life? Bad habits, alcohol, cigarettes, working many long hours with little income in a passionless job, just surviving? Or was I going to focus on my purpose, the vision that was given to me? A happy, healthy, and fulfilled life. Purposeful, good decisions followed, and I chose to live on purpose, left the corporate world, did set up my holistic life coaching and consulting business in Southern California. And in the first year of my business, along with many other doctors in the field of holistic health, and with Johannes Fisslinger too, we created 10 city festivals all around the United States called as National Yoga Month to create awareness around yoga and health. Our vision-led USA Department of Health and Wellness officially designates September as the National Yoga Month in 2008. Since then, in the States and all around the world, Yoga Month is celebrated every year in September. That girl's courage and commitment on a purposeful path has led her to many meaningful and successful adventures all around the world. Yes, my search for meaning and purpose started in 2006 in that emergency room. And in 2010, at an event called Date with Destiny, it has evolved into an even higher purpose. Later, purpose led me to create a system that I call as MANA, Life Purpose and Wellness, which currently I teach at LP University along with Johannes and many other trainers in the field of lifestyle medicine. I also had the opportunity to share this concept, MANA, on the same stage along with Dalai Lama, Byron Katie, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Greg Braden, Eric Pearl, and many more. And today, it has truly been an honor and delight to share this stage with you. So, what's the takeaway here? I believe that purpose creates happiness and wellness. I'm a firm believer that we come to this world with our unique and individualized purpose. We have a DNA of our soul. It is only when we awaken and honor this unique path that our lives flourish with true meaning. In today's talk, I have covered 10 scientific researches around life purpose and wellness, 5 common characteristics of purposeful people, and I wish to conclude my speech with 5 questions that will lead you to find your unique life's purpose. Answer in the wrong order and you'll miss your purpose altogether. Answer in the right order and you will live with the kind of fulfillment and meaning you have been craving. Now, go ahead and take a piece of paper and write down the answers of these 5 questions. Question number 1. What do you love? Write down the things that you love. When do you feel love? What sets your heart on fire? Question number 2. What are your talents? Write down your talents. What are you good at? What do people come to you for? 3. How would you like to help a world problem? Look at the people around you and the world. What can you do to help? Is it hunger, poverty, education problems, climate change, peace, good health and well-being? Number 4, for which problem you would gladly share your resources, even though if you wouldn't get paid? And question number 5, when would be a great time to design a life on purpose, if not now? Design a sustainable life, doing what you love, while using your talents to help and contribute to something bigger than you. That is your unique purpose. And a bonus gift. Commit to waking up at sunrise for the upcoming 21 days and journal. Write the answers of these 5 questions and let the magic of purpose find you. As Nelson Mandela wisely said, action without vision is only passing time. Vision without action is merely daydreaming, but vision with action can change the world. And so you can. Start with you. Start with your why. Thank you.